Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Abe with MysticGenMara.com, a small town mystic from the middle of Idaho. And tonight, whenever you happen to be seeing this, I would like to offer the elemental energy reading for the element of fire for February of 2025. Fire covers the zodiac signs of Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So if you're Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or you have higher up in your chart, you can check this one out. If you've never had your charts read, there is a natal chart linked in the description. It's not an affiliate or anything like that. It's just a really good product. It gives you the main chart with 12 houses, all the little planets and everything. And then it also gives you 10 to 20 pages of a definition as to what all that means. And so you can check that out if you're interested. With that, we'll get started. We're starting with the I-ching. And I cast the hexagram before starting the video. So fire, you came with hexagram number 10, which is treading and conduct. Though he treads upon the tiger's tail, it does not bite him. Success. So fire, this month could be a little interesting for you, but the overall outcome of it is going to be that you actually come out ahead. Even though other people might see what you're doing as maybe not the best decisions ever, it's still going to actually play out in your favor over time, which is huge. So our foundational line, simple in his conduct, he goes forth no error. So you don't have to get really complicated, fire. Especially Aries is good about getting things going and started. And that's the point of what I'm getting right now is get started, do the simple things first, take care of the minor stuff, and see how the month plays out. You don't have to do it all at once. They're saying take your time and literally just do the next thing that's in front of you. Don't overcomplicate things. Your second place line is, the recluse treads his path peacefully. Righteous persistence will bring good fortune. So when we're talking about the recluse, we're talking about stepping away, meaning you don't have to be involved in all of the activities this month. Do the ones that you feel drawn to. Do the things that you're feeling led to. Because when you tread your path peacefully, you're not fighting about it. Oh, sure, I'll go to that. No, I'm good. I don't really want to go to that one. And righteous persistence, because you're not doing those things because you have other things that are more important, or at least more your focus in that moment. Keeping it simple. I loved the old series of books back in the day, the KISS ones, Keep It Simple Stupid. I loved those books for the simple fact of you could understand pretty complex stuff. It was like some of the fill in the blanks for dummies as well. So you don't have to make it complicated to make it successful this month. And it's also saying you don't have to be involved in big groups to be successful this month. Take your time, do the thing, and move on with grace. So our third place line, though a man have but one eye, he can still see. Though he be lame, he can still walk. But he who treads upon the tiger's tail will get bitten. Disaster. But the warrior undertakes these things for his Lord. If you're doing things for the right reason, even if it comes across as a little bit rough, because yeah, you can have one eye, meaning you don't have to see the entire thing, but you can still see. You don't have to be able to move as fast as someone else. And your pace is going to be set by you and your soul agreements, so don't compare yourself. But when you're going out of your way to court disaster, to court problems, that's not the best option, unless this is the obvious next step and other people see it as negative, but it's actually the best option for you. So it's one of those things where you don't have to worry about what other people are thinking. If this is the obvious next step for you, if this is the thing that you're like, it's not really the best thing that I could be doing, like this could get a little rough, but what I want's on the other side of it and there's not another path, then sometimes you have to make those hard decisions, and that's what I'm getting for this one. So our fourth place line, to tread with impunity upon a tiger's tail, breathless caution is required, good fortune in the end. When you're doing things that might be a little bit risky, don't talk about it. Don't spread the news. Don't be loud and boisterous. I'm doing this thing because it might be dangerous. Don't do that. Take your time. And when it says when you tread with impunity, meaning you are paying very close attention to what it is you're doing. they as in whoever's watching and might be condemning what you're doing, they may not understand, and that's fine, that's their life. But do so with breathless caution, meaning be quiet, be still, do your action in silence. You don't have to announce it to everybody. And they're actually recommending don't do that. Just keep it quiet. So, your 5th place line, he treads delicately, persistence could lead to trouble. If you feel the need to stop what you're doing because it's maybe not going the right direction, reassess. There is no point and there is no harm in taking a pause in whatever project it is you're working on, whatever source is inspiring you towards this month. There's no harm in taking a pause in the middle of it because something shifted. Something may not be as it seems. That's actually a good thing to do, is just take that second and be like, no, I'm not quite ready for that yet. So our capstone here, if they watch their step or look to their conduct and heed the omens, sublime good fortune will be theirs. This is what they're talking about when they're saying, stay true to your morals, to your ethics, to your conduct, fire. It does not matter what other people are doing. It does not matter what they think. If you're staying true to your path, that righteous persistence, the moral, the ethical, you're doing the right thing for the right reason, and you're stepping into life with that belief, it doesn't matter what other people are doing. But in the end, your righteous persistence, keep going, keep doing what you're doing, is going to pay off royally in the end, is what I'm hearing. So, fire, this month looks really good. Take it slow. Don't overcomplicate things. Take one step at a time, and you're actually looks like you're going to come out on the good side of things. Let's get a little more clarity from the tarot and the oracles. And if you're curious as to what decks I'm using or any of the books that I'm referencing, they are linked in the description but down below. And I read week for week. There's 4 weeks in February, and for each week we look at a guide or guardian, a message from source, and then a lesson or challenge from the tarot. Guide or guardian, it's someone who's an entity that's going to guide you through the week or guard you from unknown things. Message from source is a positive affirmation or some form of uplifting knowledge that's being brought forward for you. And then the tarot is something to work on or possibly something unknown that might be popping in that week. So, and I read 1, 2, 3, 4 if the week's rearranged for you. That's fine. These are general readings, so take what works and leave the rest for someone else. So we're starting off with the first week, and you have the Black Dragon as your guide or guardian. It says, cocoons you so that your divine potential can grow. Meditate, reflect, undergo a metamorphosis. So when we look at the Black Dragon, it's not so much an evil dragon. It's a dragon who dwells in the dark. That's where they're most comfortable. But when we really start to reflect on who we are as people and what most people's spiritual journey, they try to force it strictly light. That's fine, but you're going to have to confront the dark. The Black Dragon is saying, let's look at this dark side first, which is a very simple thing to do, but that's where you're getting into the meditation. You're going into your cocoon. This dragon is saying, I can help guide you if you're going through something or you feel like you might be heading into something. And with the I-ching, they talk about treading on the tiger's tail is a little risky endeavor, and it could be for you that this is something that you've been wanting to work on spiritually, but you're just not sure. This Black Dragon is saying, let me work with you. We can do this together. The darkness is where he or she lives, depending on how the dragon manifests for you. And this is a good time to start looking into that so you can live your best life. So your message from source is the angelic frequency, and this is a gateway of light activation deck. So these are kind of gateways and energies that are coming in. Angels are here. You are safe and potent connection. So the dragons are coming in to say, let's work together. Let's bring you into a point of calmness and stillness so you can grow. The angelic frequencies are actually vibrating, and what source is saying is angels are coming to support your growth. The dragon is there to guide you into and through the dark, but also to help you cocoon. The angelic frequencies are saying, let's take any issues, any darkness that's there, anything that you meditate on and pops up as like it could be an issue, stepping on that tiger's tail, and let's raise the frequency. Let's take it out of the darkness and bring it into the light. Let's heal those past wounds, traumas, or otherwise, because your shadow is the parts of you that you've repressed over the years, the parts of you that you feel are unworthy, or people are going to laugh at, or people are not going to like. When you have the black dragon saying, let's go in there and see what's going on, but you have angelic frequencies coming in saying, now let's heal all of that. This first week could be an interesting week for fire. Your lesson or challenge is number 15 in the Major Arcana. It's the ego card in this particular deck. The illusion of being trapped, placing too much importance on material items, getting caught up in fear and worry. This first week, it's time to check where your ego is. Is it in the way? Is it a tripping rock? Is it causing chaos in your life? The ego is a tool. You can't kill it, but you can learn to understand it. And when you can learn to control it better, it actually is going to create a healthier relationship. The black dragon and the angelic frequencies are coming in to help you get into the core of where you're at and see what you can do to help take that part of you that you're not happy with, that egoic, pompous side, if you will, and rein it in a little bit. So it's like, no, you need to be here, but you don't need to be in control. That's what my soul is for. You get over here, and when I need you, I'll call you. And that's the lesson of this first week, is you're working towards getting a little bit stronger of a leash on the ego aspect. Your second week is the air and water dragons, helping you to connect to higher frequencies, trust your intuition, and develop your psychic abilities, opening to enlightenment and expressing your inner song. This is really a powerful one. Take some soothing baths the second week of February. Do some relaxing, however that manifests for you. But they're also saying enjoy air and water. Take the bath, watch the rain, watch a creek, listen to soothing music, and sing. Bring out your inner voice. If you are someone who uses light language, do that as much as you can when you're by yourself or in your meditation. And if you don't, that's fine. You can listen to others. You can listen to soothing songs and chanting. But the air and water dragons are saying this is a really good time for you to basically recover. The first week is going to be a little intense. The second week is enjoy that newfound part of who you are and that connection to God, Source Divine. This is a blessing week. The first week was a little bit rough, had some work to do. This week they're saying is enjoy the work that you have completed and revel in the fact that God, Source Divine is working closer with you. Your dragons and your guides and guardians are there. Just enjoy the second week for the beauty and the miracle that it is. You have the Temple of Truth, which is your throat chakra, authenticity, and self-expression. When you are really stepping into joy after going through a period of walking in the dark and digging around in there, you step into a path of truth. You start to understand reality in a different perspective. This month, I'm hearing, is a transformative month. It's not going to be super complicated. Does not mean it's going to be easy either. And so the Temple of Truth is saying, when you learn to speak with authenticity, when you learn to be honest with yourself first, then it makes it so much easier to be honest with other people. When you talk about throat, we're talking about communication. So this is going to be a strong communication week for you, whether that's with yourself, with God, Source Divine, with other people, because air and the throat chakra work together. Air is all about communication, so is the throat. And with water, it's tying in those emotions, which is really bringing forward to me that this is a time for being honest with yourself about how you feel, about what you want in life. Really get clear on those little details that you generally ignore. Oh, nope, I can't deal with that today. That's not my problem. Take the time to understand why that issue keeps popping up. And most of the time when you start poking at that stuff, it unravels because it's really simple to work through. So your lesson or challenge is the Three of Summer, news worth celebrating, announcements such as weddings, graduations, or birth, and friends you cherish. When you really become truthful and honest with yourself, you see your friends, the real friends. You see the deep aspects of your connections to those around you. This second week is with the Three of Summer is saying, the lesson here you can isolate when you go through those darker periods, because sometimes you need that quiet time to reflect on what's going on. But then it's time to reconnect. Get back out there. You don't have to tell everyone. Trust me, they'll see it. What happened, but they're going to notice that there's a change. They're going to notice something's different. And that's news that's celebratory. Be happy about the changes in your life. Be happy for your friends in the changes that they're having. Everything can be changed by a perspective shift, and that's what I'm hearing for the second week is learn to be truthful and honest with yourself, and in doing so, it's going to wake up all sorts of fun stuff. So, our third week is the Omega Dragon. Harness the divine feminine power of creation, intentions, holding vision, birth the higher consciousness. Fire, you have got an interesting month going on here so far. The Omega Dragon is saying you're coming to a conclusion of one aspect of your spiritual journey, but you're setting yourself up for success. So that first week was kind of closing the book. The second week was feeling more like refreshing, kind of celebrating how far you've come, but we're stepping into, even though Omega is an ending, it's the ending of one chapter because you're setting yourself up for something new. That's where you're setting new intentions, you're holding a higher vision, and this allows you to birth a new creation. The I-ching talks about there is a process coming up, and it might look rough to other people. It's not going to be easy as far as the work you're doing, but it's such a simple act of saying, this is my next step, this is my next step. This could be a little sketchy when you start walking on the tiger's tail, but if you do so with honesty and silence, you're able to process that really smoothly, considering what you're dealing with, and it's looking like it's going to be a little inner work this month. So fire, definitely stay grounded, drink lots of water, stay hydrated, but do the things for self-care as well. When you go through these healing bursts, it can be a little intense, and that's where they're saying with the Omega Dragon, it's okay to take a pause at the end of a journey and before starting the next one. So your message from Source is the Central Sun, abundance, downloads, regeneration, and success. You've completed, you've succeeded, and now it's time to move on to the next thing. The Central Sun is shining on you when you have the Omega Dragon also saying, time to set those intentions, hide those, hold on to your visions, and vibrate with those higher frequencies. There we go. So when we're looking at the Central Sun, we have a scarab, which is also the symbol of immortality and good luck and good fortune. There's a whole bunch of other meanings with it too. But those are the ones that come forward. This is your time to step into the sunlight. You've went through the darkness, you've celebrated coming out the other side, but now it's time to really step up and glow. Fire, what can you do in this third week to shine? What is it that makes your heart soar? What kind of thing brings a smile to your face? Do those things and allow your inner light, that inner joy, that inner peace, that divine guidance, that love from God's source to shine out through you to share with all others. This is a time of joy for you this third week. And it's also this time of new beginnings, and those are always exciting. So, your lesson or challenge is the 3 of Autumn. Follow your passion when it comes to your career. Be the best at what you do. Be compensated for your creative ideas. If you're in the middle of transitioning jobs, do something that lights the fire within you. You're already fire, so just enhance that. If it's where you're currently at, what can you do to make yourself enjoy it more? Or is there something on the outside that you can turn your attention to really spark that interest? The 3 of Autumn is really about growth potential, expansion, and financial growth. So when you have that coming in as a lesson or a challenge, it's saying, okay, so you've done some things, you've grown significantly in the last little bit. How can you apply that to how you're working? How can you apply that to your employment? Are you self-employed? How can you shift it to make it something that feeds your soul at a much deeper level and brings you into that higher frequency? So our fourth and final week for February is the Golden Orange Dragon, expanding your light for ascension. Be a peaceful warrior, helping those in need, remembering your magnificence. These dragons, the Golden Orange Dragons, are coming in to say, this is your time to shine. You really started to step into that in the third week. This fourth week, the spotlight's on you, Fire. but it's not in a like everyone's watching you. You have shifted through this month into something different. You have stepped into a different path, whether that's in a relationship, taking it to a deeper level, whether it's strictly personal and your spiritual journey, or if it's a shift in your career and employment. This fourth week is a time where others are going to notice what you've been doing, and you are positively glowing. The energy I'm getting right now is pretty cool. You are like this, you're fire, you're always a little bit sparkly anyway, but this week, it's like you're enhanced this last week. So enjoy the benefits of what God Source has brought in. Your hard work, it's paid off. Success from the I-ching. This is going to be a really good month for fire. So your message from Source is the Akashic Records, clearing old stories, releasing past lives, freedom. This week is a time for you to understand how far you've come, how far you could go. We'll put it that way, how far you could go, because you are stepping into a more perfect and deeper understanding of who you are as a person, as a soul, as a being walking this planet. Take joy in what you're doing. It doesn't matter if it's a simple office job, if you're bagging groceries at a grocery store, whatever it is you're doing, fire, step into the joy, the benefit, and the blessings from God's Source Divine. This month is all about you stepping into your greatness. You have to walk through the dark to get there, but you're going to come out on the other side of it, and it's showing you're going to be positively glowing by the end. What's going on? Your last week's lesson or challenge is the 6 of Winter. Positive changes are on their way, a welcome relief from troubled times, traveling or relocating. Things are moving ahead. You've done the work. Now it's time to step into something new. But it's positive things that are coming in for you. The 6 of Winter is just saying, don't rush into whatever's coming next. You have come this far. Look at what you've accomplished. Be healthy, proud of what you've done with help by yourself, all of them together. Be grateful for the people that have shown you the way through challenges, through lessons, through blessings. And when you step into the light of this next step of your journey, fire, be ready for all the miracles, the miraculous, sometimes the not so great, because it's all building towards your next plateau, your next level of greatness. And they're not saying a lot about finances, but this is going to be very strong about emotions this month. It's going to be very strong about your personal and spiritual growth. They're also saying this could be a relationship getting a little bit deeper as you go through this month. So those are kind of the key areas, are your emotions, your spiritual journey, and relationships this month. So with that, I will let you guys go. Have a great month of February, and I will see you in the next video.